I am no longer asking people their pronouns when I first meet them. People work hard to be perceived as the gender that they are. And so I would rather introduce myself, and if I feel comfortable, introduce my pronouns, or when the time comes up, just tell people what my pronouns I go by and have that real one-on-one person connection than to sort of standardize this thing where people may ask my pronouns, but they still don't actually have any more understanding of me. What up, everybody? Today I want to talk about pronouns. So I've been hanging out in some more of these like social justice-y type spaces, and I know people are trying to make it a common practice to always ask people their pronouns as sort of a base layer of showing respect. And I have always like supported that practice and like thought it was something good, thought it was something valuable, especially for non-binary people like me, who you can't really see when you first meet us that we're non-binary or that we are any sort of gender variant type person. And even if you do, you might not that doesn't necessarily tell you what that person's pronouns are. In the last few weeks, I've started rethinking my framework around this, and I realized that if the actual goal of this practice is to support the most marginalized people within the trans community, it doesn't actually achieve its goal. Right now, even within the trans community, there's still a privilege gap. When it comes down to it, trans women are the ones who are still out there mostly being murdered, mostly being harassed, mostly being targeted for being trans. Over the last few weeks, I've gotten the opportunity to talk to more trans women and to hear their stories, and most of them are telling me that they want people to assume their gender. I think this is true even within the binary trans male community. People work hard to be perceived as the gender that they are, and so it sort of takes that away to ask everybody about their gender. If it is only helping non-binary and gender non-conforming trans people, but it doesn't help the other side on the binary spectrum, then I think that's something that we need to reevaluate. So for my own life, I am no longer asking people their pronouns when I first meet them. I would rather introduce myself, and if I feel comfortable, introduce my pronouns, or when the time comes up, just tell people what my pronouns I go by and have that real one-on-one person connection than to sort of standardize this thing where people may ask my pronouns, but they still don't actually have any more understanding of me, who I am, what I believe about my gender, and how I feel about myself. And I think at the end of the day, for the beloved community in particular, everything should be done to build more community. And what I'm seeing from that practice is that it doesn't make trans women feel brought into the community. It doesn't really give non-binary people and gender non-conforming people the sense of agency in talking about your own gender and communicating that to someone else. And it doesn't help the cis community to understand us any better. It still leaves a ton of question marks that could be answered by us just self-disclosing ourselves. So that's what I've been thinking about. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. So definitely comment below, and if you do agree with me, like this video so I can get that feedback. I also wanted to tell you guys, I just in general want to do more of just like amplifying the voices of LGBT people and cis people in the beloved community. So I've been trying to work on more like interview type style video series, so be on the lookout for those. Yeah, see you guys soon. Love you.